as we explore and find the examples of broken symmetry.
But before we talk about broken symmetry, let us all know what are the different kinds of symmetry.
Symmetry is a concept in mathematics that refers to a balanced and harmonious arrangement of elements. When an object or shape exhibits symmetry, it means that one side is mirror, image, or a reflection of the other side. For example, different shapes like square, rectangle, or circle are said to be symmetric. Something is symmetric when it is same on both sides.
Asymmetry is an irregularity or imbalance in spatial pattern, shape, or organization of an object. It occurs when two sides or halves are differ in size, shape, or style. Some examples of it are the fiddler crabs who has different size claws. Also the trees branches that grows in different directions, and the random shapes of clouds.
Reflection symmetry, also known as line symmetry or mirror symmetry. It refers to a specific type of symmetry where an object or shape can be divided into two identical or nearly identical halves through a single central axis. When one half is mirrored or reflected across this axis, it aligns perfectly with other half.
The mirror itself may not be completely level or straight. Distortion in the reflected image may result. The symmetry of the mirror image can also be impacted by the angle which the object is held in relation to the mirror. For instance, if an object is slightly rotated or slanted, when it is reflected, the mirror image may appear to be broken symmetry. For example, mirror.
Rotational symmetry is the property a shape has when it looks the same after rotation as it did its starting point. It is also called radial symmetry. An object degree of rotational symmetry is determined by the number of orientation in which it looks exactly the same as it did before rotation.
The impact of solid thing when it drops to the liquid surface is ubiquitous in the nature. A drop hitting a flat surface of liquid pertains to have circular asymmetry throughout the impact. Here, we show that a drop of a peso coin exhibits asymmetric bouncing dynamics with distinct spreading a reaction along to the two perpendicular direction, while liquids impinging on the surface and scraping follow residues asymmetry because of the imposed boundary conditions. Fragmenting steams are calling jet break symmetry spontaneously. Once its asymmetrical condition has changed, showing how structures in nature can display a broken symmetry.
For example, when I grab this,
Translational symmetry of an object means that a particular translation does not change the object. For a given object, the translation for which this applies form a group, the symmetry group of the object, or if the object has more kinds of symmetry, a subgroup of the symmetry group, as it is a common sight in everyday life and can be found in many patterns in nature and man-made objects.
Asymmetrical shapes that repeat in several places, footstep are a fantastic illustration of translational symmetry. The symmetry happens because each footstep is identical to the previous one while being placed in distinct locations. Always keep in mind that figure or item does not have to be symmetrical. For example,
The concept of broken symmetry indicates that there is always something that naturally breaks repetition and that this break results in a particular sequence. It is the absence or reduction of apparent symmetry in a situation despite its presence in the laws of nature underlying it. In our surroundings and in daily life, we can observe the symmetry breaking.
Cracks along the walkway, road, land, or pavement as a broken symmetry. Cracks with the same width, the amplitude of the diffracted waves are generated by fatigue cracks as slightly higher than that generated by the reflective cracks at the interface between the asphalt surface and the semi-rigid base layer.
To sum up, symmetry is a mathematical concept that refers to a balanced and harmonious arrangement of elements. When an object or shape exhibits symmetry, it means that one side is a mirror, image, or reflection of the other side. Asymmetry, on the other hand, is an irregularity or imbalance in the spatial pattern, shape, or organization of an object. Reflection symmetry refers to a specific type of symmetry where an object or shape can be divided into two identical or nearly identical halves through a single central axis. Rational symmetry is a property of shape as when it looks the same after rotation as it did its starting point. Translational symmetry of an object means that a particular translation does not change the object. The concept of broken symmetry indicates that there is always something that naturally breaks repetition and that this break results in a particular sequence.
We have learned that symmetry breaking phenomenon where a disordered but symmetric state collapses into an unordered but less symmetric state. This collapses is often one of the many possible verifications that a particle can take as it approaches a lower energy state. From this, we come to a point where we became aware of small patterns around us. That pattern, no matter how big or small, can never be ignored, since it makes completely dissimilar things mathematically the same. This chapter provides a new perspective on how to use symmetries in the first place.
And now, we're done exploring the Kamay ni Jesus and showing the examples of
Broken symmetry.
And that's all. Thank you for watching and
Bye.
Symmetry where an object or shape can be divided into two identical or nearly identical.
We are now done talking about the...
Mag-explain ka muna, tapos just like this, ganito.
Uy, lang sabi.
Pagka ano,
Okay.
One,
two, three, go.
Hi guys!
And now, we're done exploring the Kamay ni Jesus and showing the examples of broken symmetry.
Go.
For example,
Reflection symmetry also known as line symmetry.
Asymmetry is an... Hala, ano na?